Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Make It Yourself. Today we are going to learn how to make this mini carrot, and if you'd like to also know how to make this basket, please do refer to the description to get the link. And to get more details on things required for today's project, please refer to the description as well. So here I'm showing you the yarn that I'm using, and the hook that I'm using is 3.2 mm. So I'm using cotton yarn for today's project. I'm using the orange cotton yarn and making a magic ring. So I'm wrapping the yarn twice around my two fingers, and then I'm making a chain of one. So this is the magic ring. Into the magic ring now I'm going to make 10 half double crochets. So for half double crochets we yarn over once and pull under the magic ring, and then pull through all the 3 loops at once. So we are going to repeat this 10 times to make a total of 10 half double crochets into the magic ring. Once we are done making 10 half double crochets, we will pull the tail yarn as tight as possible and close the magic ring. So here, as you can see, the center part has closed. Now we are going into the first stitch, and over the first stitch I'm going to make one single crochet. You can also use a method of slip stitching, chaining one and then starting the next row, but I feel this is easier, so I'm just going to make one single crochet over a first stitch and mark that stitch as the first stitch of the particular round. Now I'm going to make one single crochet in the next stitch as well. So for this round the pattern is to make just one single crochet over each stitch. So continue making one single crochet over each stitch till you reach the marked stitch. So by the end of this round you should have a total of 10 single crochets, because we have not made any changes. We are just making one single crochet over each stitch. So once you reach the marker, we are again going to make one single crochet over the marked stitch and mark this new stitch as well. And this is the third round, and for third round also we are just going to make one single crochet over each stitch. So by the end of the third round as well, we will have a total of 10 single crochets. So continue making these single crochets till you reach the marked stitch. So in case you do not have a marker, you can use a small yarn of another color and pull the yarn through the first stitch and use it as a marker. So once you reach the first stitch or the marked stitch, we will be moving on to round 4. So to start round 4, first we are going to make one single crochet over the marked stitch. So this is the first single crochet of this round. We are going to make 2 more single crochets. So this is the first. Now this is the second single crochet of this round, and this is the third single crochet of this round. And after this we are going to decrease the next 2 stitches. So to make a decrease, insert your hook into the front loop of the first stitch and into the front loop of the next stitch. Now when you have 3 loops, pull through 2 loops alone, and now that you have 2 loops, pull through these 2 loops. So you have made a decrease here, and then again we are going to make 3 more single crochets in the next 3 stitches. First single crochet, and followed by this we are going to make the second single crochet, and then we'll make the third single crochet. And after the third single crochet we will have only 2 stitches left. So into these 2 stitches we are going to make a decrease again. So insert your hook into the front loop of the first stitch, and then again into the front loop of the next stitch. Pull through the first 2 loops alone first, and then pull through the remaining 2 loops. So this is the end of round 4 as we have reached the marked stitch. Now we're going to work on round number 5. For round number 5, first make 1 single crochet over the first stitch and mark it. So in the previous round we had 8 single crochets by the end of the round. So in this round we are just going to make 1 single crochet over each stitch. So for this round also we will be left with 8 single crochets by the end of this round. So continue making single crochet until you reach the marked stitch. So round number 6, as usual, over the first stitch we are going to first make 1 single crochet and mark it, and this is the first single crochet of this round. Make 1 more single crochet in the next stitch. So we have made 2 single crochet in the first 2 stitches, and the next 2 stitches we are going to make a decrease. So this is the usual way of decrease, where I insert the hook into the first loop of the first stitch, front loop of the first stitch and front loop of the second stitch. Pull through 2 loops first time, and when you have 2 loops left into the hook, then you pull through these 2 loops as well. Now I'm going to show you one more way of decreasing if you find it difficult to insert your hook into the front loop twice. So make 2 more single crochets into the next 2 stitches, and after this we will be left with 2 last stitches. Here, to make a decrease, insert hook into the first stitch, pull a loop, insert your hook into the next stitch and pull a loop, and when you have 3 stitches, pull through all of them. So you can make a decrease in this manner also. So you can follow whichever feels easier for you. So now make a single crochet over the marked stitch, and by the end of our previous round we will be left with 6 single crochets. Now for this round 7, the pattern is just to make 1 single crochet over each stitch. So by the end of this round also you should be left with 6 single crochets. So just find the stitches. It might be a bit difficult at this point because the pattern is getting narrower, but you can still find the stitches. So find the 6 stitches and make 1 single crochet over each. So once you are done, this is the last round, so we were just going to leave a long tail. So pull it tightly and leave a long tail because we are going to use a needle and stitch in using this tail. So trim off the yarn and then use a needle and thread the tail into it. Now we are going to stitch over the stitches. So you can go through each stitch at a time, or you can go through in a zigzag pattern. So insert into the loop of 1 and into the next stitch. So there is no right or wrong way of doing this. The point is to close the end of this carrot. So insert your needle into the stitches in a zigzag pattern, and once you have a bit of a pointy edge, you can trim it off. So here I feel that my carrot has a nice pointy edge, so I'm done with the stitching, and I'm going to trim off this yarn. What you can also do is, while you still have the needle, you can just insert it into the carrot and pull it out on the other side and then trim it off. Or if you want, you can use a crochet hook and stitch it into the existing stitches and then trim it off as well. So here our carrot is ready. Now we are going to make the leaves. To make the leaves, use the green yarn and first make a slip knot, and after that we are going to chain 6. So this is chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, chain 5 and chain 6. Now into the next stitch you are going to make a slip stitch. Similarly, into the next stitch also we are going to make a slip stitch. So we are going to make slip stitch until we reach the last stitch, or we can say the base. So we will be having 5 chains, so we will be able to make 5 slip stitches. So once you are done with 5 slip stitches, you will be at the base of the leaf, and now we are going to make our second leaf. So for the second leaf also, first chain 6, and then slip stitch over the 5 chains. So slip stitch over each stitch till you reach the base, and you should have a total of 5 slip stitches to do till you reach the base. So you will be repeating this pattern to make a total of 5 leaves. So all you're gonna do is chain 6 and slip stitch over 5 chains to make a slip stitch over 5 chains till you reach the base. So continue this pattern until you have a total of 5 leaves. So once you have 5 leaves, you can chain 1 and pull and trim off the yarn. Now connect the 2 ends and you can place a knot, or you can also use a needle and use the longer tail yarn to stitch it into the other side. So anyway, here I have just placed a knot here, and you can also use a tail yarn to stitch it over your head of the carrot. So this tail yarn, what I'm doing is I'm inserting a needle and just inserting it inside into the carrot and pulling from the other side and then trimming it off. So this is also a good way of hiding a tail yarn. So I'm trimming off the extra yarn, and I'm going to use a thin needle and a thread of similar color. So here my thread is a bit darker. I prefer that you either use orange color thread or a green colored thread which matches the leaves. So I'm going to just stitch around the top of the head while making sure that I am also stitching over each leaf. So insert the needle under the leaves and then insert the needle on the top of the carrot head. So do it go around it in a similar manner till you reach the first point where you started, and you will have the tail yarn of your at the beginning point. So when you have the tail yarn, you can place few knots with the tail yarn. So place few knots. This itself will hide the, if you place the knots tightly, this itself will hide the thread, and then you can trim it off. So this was a very easy and quick tutorial, and I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and please do refer to the description if you would like to make the basket as well. And please do subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video, and click on the bell icon for notifications on new videos, and give me a thumbs up. Hope you guys have a great day, and take care.